Our apartment is just across the courtyard from Mr. Fletcher's, so I saw the woman quite clearly.
The casting process for the 1957 TV series Perry Mason was a careful and deliberate one. Each actor was chosen with great consideration, taking into account their auditions, chemistry tests, and overall suitability for the role. For the titular role, the producers wanted an accomplished actor who could portray both strength and vulnerability. After reviewing numerous auditions, they selected Raymond Burr, who had previously impressed audiences with his performances in both film and television. Burr's portrayal of Perry Mason would become iconic, cementing his place in television history. Barbara Hale was cast as Della Street, Perry Mason's loyal and efficient secretary. Hale's warm and approachable demeanor made her a perfect fit for the role. She had already built a successful career in film and television, and her chemistry with Burr was undeniable. William Hopper was chosen to play Private Investigator Paul Drake. Hopper's experience in film noir made him a natural fit for the role. He brought a sense of toughness and determination to the character, but also a hint of vulnerability that made him relatable to audiences. The casting of Raymond Chandler's character, Hamilton Burger, was a bit more challenging. The producers wanted an actor who could portray the district attorney as both formidable and human. After reviewing many auditions, they selected William Talman, who brought a sense of intensity and determination to the role. Finally, the role of Lieutenant Tragg was given to Ray Collins. Collins' experience in theater and film made him a natural fit for the role. He brought a sense of authority and integrity to the character, making him a formidable opponent for Perry Mason in the courtroom. Overall, the casting process for Perry Mason was a careful and deliberate one. Each actor was chosen for their unique talents and abilities, and their chemistry together would help make the series a success.
Are blowing the horn. You know, dead men don't do that.
The 1957 TV series Perry Mason was directed by Arthur Marks, who brought his unique vision and style to the show. Marks was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his ability to create tense and dramatic scenes. He was influenced by film noir and used dark, moody lighting and dramatic camera angles to enhance the story's suspenseful atmosphere. Marks had a collaborative approach to directing, working closely with the cast and crew to ensure everyone was on the same page. He encouraged the actors to explore their characters' emotions and motivations, which helped create authentic and engaging performances. Marks also worked closely with the show's writers to ensure that the scripts were visually interesting and that the story was being told in the most effective way possible. One of Marks' most notable contributions to Perry Mason was his use of location shooting. He believed that filming on location added a sense of realism to the show and helped to immerse the audience in the story. Marks often used real courthouses, police stations, and other locations to give the show an added level of authenticity. Marks' direction of Perry Mason was characterized by his ability to create tension and suspense, while also allowing the characters and their emotions to shine through. He was a master at using visual storytelling to enhance the narrative and create a captivating viewing experience. Marks' approach to directing helped to establish Perry Mason as a classic TV series that continues to be watched and enjoyed today.
Taxes, mortgage, dry well. That's what dear Uncle Gates handed me.
Perry Mason was a popular TV series that first aired in 1957, starring Raymond Burr as the title character. The show revolves around Mason, a criminal defense lawyer who represents clients with unshakable determination and often unconventional methods. Many fans of the show, even today, appreciate the clever plot twists and courtroom drama that made it a classic. Throughout its run, Perry Mason has remained an enduring symbol of the industry, thanks to its engaging storytelling and memorable characters. The show's ability to balance humor, suspense, and emotion has made it a timeless favorite for generations. Did you have a favorite actor or episode from Perry Mason? Perhaps you remember a particularly funny, shocking, or sad moment from the series. We'd love to hear your stories and memories in the comments below. As we delve deeper into the show, we'll uncover some fascinating facts about its production, cast, and cultural impact. So, stay tuned for more Perry Mason trivia and insights.
It put a severe strain on her heart, and that's what killed her. That doesn't answer my question. Well, I'm not answering any more questions.
The production of the 1957 TV series Perry Mason is an interesting study in television history. The set design was carefully crafted to create the perfect atmosphere for the show's courtroom dramas. The main set was a replica of a real Los Angeles courtroom, complete with a judge's bench, witness stand, and jury box. The attention to detail was remarkable, with every prop and piece of furniture chosen to enhance the show's authenticity. The locations for filming Perry Mason were primarily studios, but the show did occasionally venture out for exterior shots. These exterior shots were often used to establish the location of a scene, such as a house or office building. The producers went to great lengths to ensure that these locations were representative of the time period and the social context of the show. Filming a weekly TV series in the 1950s was a logistical challenge. The production team had to work quickly and efficiently to meet the tight deadlines. One innovative technique employed during the production of Perry Mason was the use of multiple cameras. This allowed the directors to capture different angles of a scene simultaneously, reducing the time needed for filming and allowing for more efficient use of studio space. The use of videotape was another innovative technique employed during the production of Perry Mason. At the time, most TV shows were filmed on film, which was an expensive and time-consuming process. Videotape, on the other hand, was a relatively new technology that allowed for faster and more cost-effective filming. This was a significant advantage for a weekly TV series like Perry Mason, which needed to produce episodes quickly and efficiently. In conclusion, the production of Perry Mason was a complex process that required careful planning, attention to detail, and innovative techniques. The set design, locations, and logistical challenges were all carefully managed to create a high-quality TV series that resonated with audiences. The use of multiple cameras and videotape were just two of the innovative techniques employed during the production of Perry Mason, contributing to the show's enduring legacy in television history.
So vicious. I went looking for Cleet. Cleet was in the...
Perry Mason is a peaceful crime drama that stands out with its commitment to a certain human quality and non-divisive stance. The show, which aired from 1957 to 1966, is nearly as absorbing and comforting as Sherlock Holmes. Each episode is like a favorite book by a familiar and trusted author, with Raymond Burr's portrayal of the title character being a major draw. Mason is a lawyer who insists on the honesty of his clients and wins his cases through his own sense of justice, never gloating in his victories. He is subtle and self-assured, and his character refuses to engage in hurtful stereotypes, cruelty, sarcasm, violence, and other negative tropes that are common in many crime dramas. Della, played by Barbara Hale, is Mason's loyal secretary and confidante. She plays a crucial role in maintaining the non-violent tone of the show. The plots are fairly convincing and intricate, and the focus is on characterization rather than action. Each episode does feature a corpse, but the violence is kept to a minimum, and the viewer is left with a sense of calm and satisfaction rather than shock and horror. In contrast, Burr's subsequent crime series, Ironsides, is a departure from the tone and style of Perry Mason. It embraces many of the negative tropes that Perry Mason rejects, such as violence, tough cops, and macho posturing. This only serves to highlight the special achievement of Perry Mason, which is based on a subdued sense of drama, light but serious characterization, and a commitment to avoiding hurtful stereotypes and excessive violence.
Brewster had no intention of taking my daughter with him. She only said that.
The creation of a musical score and soundtrack is an essential aspect of filmmaking, and the 1957 TV series Perry Mason is no exception. The music in Perry Mason complements the narrative and emotional tone of the series, heightening the viewer's experience. Fred Steiner, Herschel Gilbert, and Pete Rugolo were the primary composers for Perry Mason. They worked closely with the show's producers and directors to create music that enhanced the story's mood and atmosphere. The composers used various musical styles, from jazz to classical, to convey the emotions of the characters and the tension of the plot. Fred Steiner, who composed the iconic Perry Mason theme, once said, "The music had to be functional and serve the story. It had to create a sense of tension, drama, and release." Steiner's theme is instantly recognizable and sets the tone for the series. Herschel Gilbert, who composed music for over 70 films and TV shows, brought his expertise in jazz to Perry Mason. He used jazz to create a sense of tension and excitement, particularly during the courtroom scenes. Pete Rugolo, known for his work in television and jazz, composed music for some of Perry Mason's most memorable episodes. His use of dissonance and unexpected harmonies added depth and complexity to the series' emotional tone. The musicians who performed the music for Perry Mason were highly skilled and brought the composer's visions to life. The show's music was recorded with a live orchestra, which was unusual for television at the time. This gave the music a rich, full sound that added to the viewer's immersion in the story. In conclusion, the creation of the musical score and soundtrack for Perry Mason was a collaborative effort between the composers, musicians, and production team. The music played a crucial role in setting the narrative and emotional tone of the series, enhancing the viewer's experience, and making Perry Mason a classic of television history.
Very clever of you, Perry. I never thought of looking under a drawer. Shot by K.A.
Perry Mason, the beloved character portrayed by Raymond Burr, had a military background, serving in the Navy and being stationed in the Pacific during World War II, just like Burr himself. The character's love for cars was also evident as he drove 3 iconic Cadillac convertibles throughout the series, including the 1957, 1958, and 1959 models. Out of the 271 episodes, only 3 did not follow the naming pattern, the case of which were Perry Mason, the case of Paul Drake's Dilemma, Perry Mason, the case of Constant Doyle, and Perry Mason, the case of A Place Called Midnight. One of the most iconic scenes in the 1957 TV series Perry Mason is from the episode The Case of the Silent Partner. The scene takes place in the courtroom, where Perry Mason skillfully cross-examines a witness. The direction of this scene is masterful, with the camera focused tightly on Burr's face as he delivers his sharp, incisive questions. The camera work is deliberate and precise, highlighting the tension and drama of the moment. Burr's performance in this scene is exceptional. He exudes confidence and intelligence, using his deep voice and piercing gaze to intimidate the witness and make his point. His portrayal of Perry Mason is both nuanced and commanding, making him one of the most memorable characters in television history. The cinematography in this scene is also noteworthy. The use of shadows and light creates a sense of drama and suspense, while the tight framing of Burr and the witness adds to the intensity of the moment. This iconic scene has had a lasting impact on audiences, showcasing the power of a well-crafted courtroom drama. The scene has been analyzed and discussed by filmmakers and actors alike, who have praised Burr's performance and the direction of the episode. For example, in an interview with the Archive of American Television, director Arthur Marks discussed the impact of this scene, saying, "Raymond Burr was just brilliant in those courtroom scenes. He had a way of delivering his lines that was just mesmerizing. It was like watching a master at work." Similarly, in an interview with the Los Angeles Times, actor Barbara Hale, who played Della Street on Perry Mason, discussed the impact of the show, and this scene, saying, "Perry Mason was such a groundbreaking show, and that courtroom scene is one of the most iconic moments in television history." Raymond Burr was just incredible in that scene. He had a way of making you believe in Perry Mason and his abilities. Overall, the iconic courtroom scene in The Case of the Silent Partner is a testament to the power of great direction, performance, and cinematography. It has left a lasting impact on audiences and continues to be analyzed and discussed by filmmakers and actors alike.
Appoints me executor to represent her in every form of legal matter which may arise incident to...
In 2009, the U.S. Postal Service released a set of stamps honoring earliest television programs, including Perry Mason. The stamp depicts William Talman as District Attorney Hamilton Berger, and Raymond Burr as Perry Mason in a courtroom scene. Interestingly, Perry Mason was originally considered for the role of Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke, but he was deemed too large for the part. Burr, who eventually played Perry Mason, had to lose weight for the role as the producers were concerned about his size. Perry Mason was sponsored by a tobacco company, and writers were encouraged to include smoking in the stories. However, Barbara Hale, who played Della Street, was never shown smoking on the show, even though she was a smoker in real life. Della Street mentioned smoking only once in the series, offering a client a cigarette to calm her down. This detail highlights the influence of sponsors on television content during that era.
That's a financial settlement. Willing to give her a quarter, a third of my money perhaps, whatever you think proper.
The 1957 TV series Perry Mason, based on Earl Stanley Gardner's detective novels, became a cultural phenomenon that resonated with audiences and influenced popular culture. The show, starring Raymond Burr as the brilliant defense attorney Perry Mason, was known for its suspenseful courtroom dramas and surprise endings. Perry Mason's impact could be seen in various aspects of society. The series popularized the courtroom drama genre on television, inspiring numerous spin-offs and adaptations. It also elevated the image of lawyers and the legal profession in the public eye, contributing to a growing interest in legal careers among young people. Moreover, the show tackled relevant social and cultural themes of its time. For instance, it addressed issues of gender and race, albeit in a limited capacity. Female characters, such as Della Street, played by Barbara Hale, were portrayed as competent and intelligent, challenging traditional gender roles. Meanwhile, the show featured diverse guest stars, reflecting the changing demographics of the United States. Perry Mason also contributed to discussions on the criminal justice system. While the show often depicted defendants as innocent, it also explored the complexities of the legal process and the challenges faced by attorneys in defending their clients. This portrayal provided audiences with a nuanced understanding of the legal system and the role of defense attorneys. In summary, Perry Mason left a lasting impact on popular culture, influencing the way lawyers and the legal profession were perceived. It also addressed relevant social and cultural themes, contributing to discussions on gender, race, and the criminal justice system. The show's enduring popularity and cultural significance are a testament to its quality and relevance even decades after its initial airing.
I got a job here at Mayfair Aviation. When things looked good, I sent for my sister.
In the original casting plans for Perry Mason, Paul Drake's character was set to be played by William Hopper, while Raymond Burr had auditioned for the role of Hamilton Burger. However, Burr's impressive audition led producer Gail Patrick to cast him as the lead, with Hopper taking on the role of Drake instead. Paul Drake had a special nickname for Della, calling her beautiful. This endearment added a personal touch to their professional relationship. Behind the scenes, Raymond Burr's audition for Hamilton Burger proved to be a pivotal moment in the series. His performance left such a strong impression on Gail Patrick that she decided to switch his role to Perry Mason, ultimately shaping the dynamic of the show's main characters. In essence, the casting process for Perry Mason took an unexpected turn, ultimately contributing to the series' unique and memorable character interactions.
Have a moment, please.
The 1957 TV series Perry Mason, based on Earl Stanley Gardner's detective novels, received positive critical reception and strong audience reactions. The series was praised for its suspenseful storylines, clever courtroom drama, and the lead actor, Raymond Burr's, compelling portrayal of the title character. Notable reviews came from publications such as the New York Times, which highlighted the show's tense and intriguing plots and Burr's superb performance. Variety magazine also commended the series, stating that it proves a winner with its top-notch writing and excellent cast. Perry Mason was a hit with audiences as well, becoming one of the most popular shows of its time. The series' success led to a long-running franchise, including multiple TV revivals and film adaptations. The series received several award nominations, including 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series and Outstanding Dramatic Series. While it didn't win in these categories, the nominations themselves were a testament to the show's high quality and impact on the television industry. These accolades were significant for those involved in the production of Perry Mason, as they recognized the hard work and talent that went into making the series a success. The positive reception and award nominations helped establish Perry Mason as a classic TV series and solidified Raymond Burr's status as a leading man in the industry. The show's enduring popularity and influence on the legal drama genre are a testament to its lasting impact and legacy.
It will show that when the defendant walked out of his house on that fateful night.
During the run of Perry Mason, Barbara Hale gained a reputation for her memorable screams, with Raymond Burr praising her best shriek in Hollywood. The vehicles in the show switched between General Motors and Ford sponsorships every other episode, resulting in various cars for the main characters. Perry Mason would drive either a Ford Skyliner or a black Cadillac convertible, while Paul Drake's car alternated between a Corvette and a Thunderbird. Lieutenant Tragg, played by Ray Collins, was addressed by his rank by Perry, but on a first-name basis with Lieutenant Anderson and Lieutenant Drumm, likely due to the age difference between Burr and Collins and the contemporaries Burr shared with Wesley Lau and Richard Anderson.
Poor man, he has a broken neck. He isn't even supposed to talk. Do you know?
During the filming of Perry Mason, the popular 1957 TV series, the cast and crew had many memorable experiences. For instance, the show's star, Raymond Burr, was known for his kindness and professionalism on set. He often took the time to chat with and learn the names of every crew member, making him a beloved figure behind the scenes. The show's creator, Earl Stanley Gardner, was also a frequent visitor to the set. He was known to offer suggestions and ideas for the show, many of which were incorporated into the scripts. Gardner's involvement ensured that the TV series remained true to the spirit of his original Perry Mason novels. One particularly memorable moment occurred during the filming of the episode The Case of the Lonely Heiress. The script called for a dramatic courtroom scene, and the production team wanted to make it as realistic as possible. They invited a real-life judge to play the role of the judge in the scene, lending an air of authenticity to the proceedings. Despite the show's serious tone, there was also plenty of humor behind the scenes. Actor William Talman, who played the role of Hamilton Berger, the district attorney who frequently faced off against Perry Mason, was known for his playful sense of humor. He would often play pranks on his fellow cast members, keeping morale high even during long shooting days. Overall, the making of Perry Mason was marked by a spirit of collaboration and camaraderie. The cast and crew worked together to create a show that was both entertaining and thought-provoking, and their hard work paid off with the show's enduring popularity.
Minutes now and still no sign of it.
Sometimes it disappears for hours.
I'm afraid I can't wait that long.
Raymond Burr left an indelible mark on television with his starring roles in Perry Mason and Ironside. In Perry Mason, the address shown on Fred Swan's car registration, 1E40N Las Palmas Avenue, Los Angeles, K, is the street address of General Service Studios in Hollywood, where some filming took place. Burr's commitment to his craft was unwavering, even when he was diagnosed with kidney cancer. He refused surgery to ensure he could star in his final television movies, The Return of Ironside, and Perry Mason, The Case of the Killer Kiss, released in 1993. His dedication to his role serves as a testament to his passion for acting and his respect for his fans. The 1957 TV series Perry Mason, starring Raymond Burr, left a significant mark on the crime genre and television history. Its innovative approach to storytelling, focusing on courtroom drama and psychological character development, distinguished it from other shows of the time. Perry Mason's success led to a wave of courtroom dramas in the following decades, inspiring series like Law and Order and Matlock. The show's ability to maintain suspense and engage viewers through intricate plots and surprising twists has been a model for many future productions. The series also had a profound impact on the legal profession, with some critics arguing that it contributed to the public's fascination with courtroom drama and the legal system. Additionally, Perry Mason helped popularize the image of the brilliant defense attorney, a trope that has been revisited in numerous films and TV shows. Beyond its influence on the crime genre and legal profession, Perry Mason has also inspired several adaptations and revivals. In 2020, HBO released a reimagined Perry Mason series, highlighting the show's enduring appeal and cultural significance. Overall, Perry Mason's legacy and influence can be seen in the many courtroom dramas and legal shows that have followed in its footsteps, as well as in the continued fascination with the character and the world of criminal law he inhabits.
Headquarters? Well, why does she have to go down there, Lieutenant? We'd like a statement from her regarding...
Ray Collins, who played Lieutenant Tragg, had to quit the series Perry Mason due to his worsening emphysema. However, his name remained in the credits at the request of Raymond Burr, which helped keep Collins' spirits up and allowed him to maintain health coverage. The show often featured emotionally distraught female witnesses wearing elaborate hats, adding a unique touch to the series. Despite their close working relationship, Mason never referred to Tragg by his first name. These small details added depth and nuance to the show, making it a memorable part of television history.
You're not interested in finding the real murderer?
That's the past. I'm only interested in the future.
In the 1957 season of Perry Mason, some episodes featured product placement in the closing credits, subtly showcasing products like dishwashing soap. The show's lead, Hamilton Burger, played by Raymond Burr, drove a rare 1957 Ford Skyliner, one of the first cars with a retractable hardtop. Interestingly, Burger's name was a playful pun, a nod to the popular food item, hamburgers. The character was humorously named Hamburger. This detail, while minor, adds a touch of lightheartedness to the otherwise serious character.
Hello?
William Talman, who played District Attorney Hamilton Burger on Perry Mason, maintained that his character didn't take his frequent losses personally. Instead, Burger found satisfaction in seeing justice served. Many actors from Perry Mason also made appearances on The Twilight Zone. When Raymond Burr, the lead actor, was unable to appear in several episodes due to illness, he was temporarily replaced by guest attorneys portrayed by Bette Davis, Walter Pidgeon, Hugh O'Brien, Michael Rennie, and Mike Connors.
Yes, Mr. Rowland. Mr. Hing told Perry Mason about the sealed envelope. Do you have it?
You can tell Mr. Mason.
In the 1957 TV series Perry Mason, several stars of monster movies made appearances. Raymond Burr, known for Godzilla, had such a demanding schedule that he often slept at the studio instead of going home. Burr's co-star, William Hopper, appeared in 20 Million Miles to Earth. Other monster movie stars gracing the show included Julie Adams and Richard Carlson from The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Fay Wray from King Kong, Robert Armstrong from both King Kong, and the Mighty Joe Young, Marshall Thompson from it, The Terror from Beyond Space, Allison Hayes from The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, Hugh Marlowe from Earth vs. the Flying Saucers, and Grant Williams from The Incredible Shrinking Man. Interestingly, Fred Steiner, who composed the theme for Perry Mason, also wrote the theme for Rocky and His Friends, an animated show about Bullwinkle and Rocky from Frostbite Falls, Minnesota.
I cared a great deal for Gus. I didn't want him to...
Ray Collins, known for his role in Perry Mason, appeared in nearly 130 episodes during the show's entire run, although his appearances became limited in his final years. He passed away in 1965, having acted in only 19 episodes from 1962 to 1965. His absence from many episodes was due to health issues, and his character's absence was explained by his being too unwell to perform his duties. William Hopper, who initially auditioned for the role of Mason, was ultimately cast as Paul Drake. The producers believed that his personality was better suited for the role of the private investigator, and he went on to become a beloved character in the series. Despite not getting the lead role, Hopper's contribution to the show was significant, and his portrayal of Paul Drake was highly regarded by fans and critics alike.
It's away before it was discovered?
Objection, Your Honor.
I withdraw the question. Now,
in the third season of Perry Mason, Bill Walker became the first African-American actor to have a speaking part, appearing in episode 4, The Case of the Blushing Pearls. George Eastone held the record for the most credited guest appearances, with a total of 45, playing the court clerk. Kenneth MacDonald and S. John Launer followed closely behind, each making 32 appearances as judges. William Talman, who played Hamilton Burger, experienced a setback in his career when he was fired from Perry Mason after attending a party that was raided by the police. Although he maintained his innocence, he was let go due to the morals clause in his contract. Despite efforts from the cast and crew to have him rehired, the incident negatively affected his career, and he worked less as an actor afterward.
To leave the apartment.
I understand.
And remember your promise. Don't talk.
Cars equipped with phones were first seen in Perry Mason. These early car phones required the driver to call the operator first, and were considered radios rather than phones. The show was filmed in 3 different studios during its production, including the old William Fox Studios, General Service Studios, and the old Chaplin Studios. The studio grounds can be spotted throughout the series. Perry Mason did not always win his cases. In at least 3 instances, decisions went against him. In one episode, a guilty verdict was returned against his client, but he was still able to clear her defendant. In another episode, a judgment was handed down against Perry at the beginning, marking his only loss that was not reversed. The show's most famous loss occurred when Perry's client was found guilty of murdering her aunt for money, but they were able to reverse the circumstances before the final commercial.
Of course not, baby. As soon as Joyce has a couple of drinks.
Paul Drake, Perry Mason's investigator, drove a distinctive 1949 Lancia Aprilia Pininfarina Cabriolet. In later episodes, Perry Mason himself can be seen driving a Lincoln Continental. However, the cast and crew of the show were not as understanding when it came to William Talman, who played Hamilton Burger. After attending a party that was raided by the Hollywood police, Talman was released from the series due to the morals clause in his contract, despite his claims of innocence. This incident significantly impacted his acting career, and he worked very infrequently in the industry afterward.
Why don't you cops stop rousing me? I ain't done nothing.
Raymond Burr, known for his role as Perry Mason, had a successful career in television. After spending 9 years on Perry Mason, he moved on to star in Ironside for 8 years. Burr was also considered for a 3rd series, Kingston Confidential, but it was canceled after a few episodes due to unfavorable reviews. In 2009, Burr was honored with a 44 census commemorative postage stamp as part of the early TV Memories issue, featuring his character Perry Mason alongside William Talman as District Attorney Hamilton Burger. Initially, Burr was 60 pounds overweight when he was selected for the role of Perry Mason. However, he went on a crash diet and lost a significant amount of weight, which helped him secure the part. Burr's portrayal of Perry Mason left a lasting impact on audiences, and his legacy continues to be celebrated today. His contributions to television have been widely recognized, and his performances are still cherished by many.
But I think the likeness is excellent.
Barbara Hale, who played Della Street on Perry Mason, had a unique hobby on set. She enjoyed sketching constantly. Despite the show primarily being filmed in black and white, one episode, Perry Mason, The Case of the Twice Told Twist, was an exception, being filmed in color and aired in the final season. Raymond Burr, known for his role as Perry Mason, had a passion for orchids. He and his partner, Robert Benavides, established Sea God Nurseries, which became a significant international presence in orchid cultivation and hybridization. They introduced over 500 new orchids to the world catalog, and Burr even cultivated an orchid named after his co-star, Barbara Hale, as a symbol of their friendship.
Is Mrs. Kirby available?
Your Honor, Mrs. Kirby is...
In the classic TV series Perry Mason, viewers can enjoy a different arrangement of 3 random law books during the end credits for each episode. The show's popularity even reached the Flintstones, who parodied Perry Mason, and Hamilton Berger as Perry Masonary, and Bronto Berger in their season 4 episode Little Bam Bam. Interestingly, Perry Mason's author, Earl Stanley Gardner, made an uncredited appearance in the final episode. Perry Mason, The Case of the Final Fade Out, as the second judge.
Well, like I was telling you when you took me to lunch, Mr. Burger.
Let's get right to the point, Miss Sawyer. Just tell the
popular 1957 TV series, Perry Mason, faced a tragic end as all 3 of its principal supporting actors passed away due to smoking-related pulmonary diseases. Ray Collins suffered from emphysema, William Talman from lung cancer, and William Hopper from pneumonia after a stroke believed to be caused by smoking. The series' final episode aired on May 22, 1966, titled Perry Mason, The Case of the Final Fade Out. It's noteworthy that the Miranda rights, a fundamental aspect of U.S. law, were established in the 1966 Miranda v. Arizona Supreme Court decision. These rights include the right to remain silent and the right to have an attorney present during questioning. During the show's original run, lead actor Raymond Burr was often approached by people who questioned why he never lost a case. His humorous response was, "Madam, you only see the cases that I try on Saturdays." This anecdote, along with the unfortunate fate of its cast members, serves as a stark reminder of the health risks associated with smoking and the significance of the Miranda rights in the American legal system.
About it this afternoon. Why?
What's he think he's doing anyway?
William Hopper, who played investigator Paul Drake in Perry Mason, was encouraged into acting by his mother. After serving in the Navy during World War II, he became a car salesman for 9 years before returning to acting in 1954. He found success in the role of Perry Mason's right-hand man, which he is primarily known for. In the episode featuring a pint-sized client, the safecracker was never identified, adding to the mystery of the case. Raymond Burr, who played the lead role of Perry Mason, had a longtime companion named Robert Benavides. They met on the set of Perry Mason, where Benavides had a small role. Benavides was 13 years younger than Burr, and had previously appeared in the sci-fi film The Monster That Challenged the World.
And then I was invited.
Perry Mason's office was situated in the Brent Building, located in downtown Los Angeles, California. In August 2016, HBO announced plans to remake the series, with Nick Pizzolatto, writer of True Detective, and Robert Downey Jr. as the lead actor and producer. Ray Collins, who played Hamilton Berger, had to leave the original series in the middle of the 7th season due to illness. He suffered from emphysema, a condition caused by years of smoking, and also began to forget his lines. Despite his departure, the show's creators kept his name in the credits to support his morale and maintain his medical benefits from the Actors Union. Sadly, Collins passed away in July 1965, just before the start of the final season.
Such a wonderful opportunity, but I don't want to do anything to aggravate him or upset him or anything. Oh, kid, you're earning.
In the opening sequence of Perry Mason, The Case of the Tandem Target, an unusual alliance is formed, with Perry Mason, Paul Drake, and Della Street sitting together in the courtroom alongside Hamilton Berger and Lieutenant Tragg. This case must have been particularly intriguing to bring these adversaries together. Barbara Hale is best known for her portrayal of Della Street, Perry Mason's loyal and confidential secretary in the series. Her performance has left a lasting impression on audiences. Interestingly, Perry Mason never took divorce cases, making his legal expertise unique and focused on other areas of law. This choice added depth to his character and set him apart from other legal dramas.
Gertie, number 4221 in Seaview National. I remember them all. I wrote them down once in a date book of Steve's. He put all of his...
In the classic television series Perry Mason, Richard Anderson made appearances in 2 episodes before becoming Lieutenant Steve Drumm in the final season. Interestingly, several actors who later starred in Batman also had guest roles on Perry Mason, including Adam West, Yvonne Craig, Neil Hamilton, Stafford Rep, and Victor Buono. One notable detail about Perry Mason is that the oath taken by witnesses on the stand usually doesn't involve a Bible or the phrase, "So help me God." This distinguishing feature adds to the show's unique identity and authenticity. Overall, Perry Mason has been an influential and enduring series, featuring a diverse range of talented actors and presenting a distinctive take on the courtroom drama genre.
No. It was the other way around. Marion didn't want the job. She recommended me.
William Talman and Wesley Lau, both actors on the TV show Perry Mason, passed away on the same date, but in different years, August 30, 1968 and 1984 respectively. Some of the background music used in Perry Mason was also featured in The Twilight Zone. Barry Sullivan, who played attorney Ken Kramer in Perry Mason, The Case of the Thermal Thief, was another actor who made an appearance on the show.
The place while you're away, Candy?
Ellen, I don't need a vacation.
Yes, you do. Oh, Ted.
In the classic television series Perry Mason, the lawyer's office phone number is shown as Madison 51090 in 2 episodes. However, in a later episode, this number is revealed to be for police headquarters. Actor William Talman, who plays District Attorney Hamilton Berger, appears on a 44-cent USA commemorative postage stamp honoring the show. Preliminary hearings, rather than trials, are typically depicted in the climactic courtroom scenes to save on the cost of hiring jurors. Actor Raymond Burr, who plays Perry Mason, can be seen dialing the number 271-2199 in one episode, which is then identified as Perry's number.
Just add another 5,000 to this and send it to the Sands Motel. To you.
Barbara Hale, known for her role as Della Street on Perry Mason, was absent from 8 episodes, but still appeared in the credits for all 271 episodes. Hale, born to parents Wilma Colvin and Luther Ezra Hale, married actor Bill Williams and had 3 children. The couple's son, William Catt, appeared alongside Hale in several projects, including Perry Mason reboots. Hale, a mother of 3 and grandmother of 6, was also part of Pisano Productions, which was formed by her husband, and Perry Mason's creator, Earl Stanley Gardner.
To Lieutenant Anderson. Were you contacted by a blackmailer?
Yes, there was a note in my suitcase.
If you have memories and experiences related to the 1957 TV series Perry Mason, we'd love to hear from you. Share your stories and let us know how this classic show impacted you personally or influenced your view of cinema. By engaging with us through likes, shares, and subscriptions, you'll help us create a community of cinema enthusiasts. Let's explore and celebrate the magic of Perry Mason together.
I was responsible, and Edgar Thorne threatened to have me charged with criminal negligence.